Well, most classic Corvettes have lots of chrome all over the place. Around all the windshields, there's stainless steel moldings. The only place you really have rubbers is in the door jambs. Well, today's cars are totally different. There's no chrome anymore, but there's lots of rubber. The windshields are flush mounted. The side rubbers here extend well into the panel. And of course, the door jambs, there's a rubber tucked behind there. Well, Best Practices has a way of masking a car properly, and it involves some premium trim tape. The beauty of this tape here is it's got about 3/4 of an inch of Mylar, which slides underneath the rubber and doesn't catch. And it allows you to kind of lift the rubber up and out of the way. Then the sticky portion of the tape can be stuck down to either the glass or the bodywork itself. Nice way to get the rubber up and out of the way and get paint right underneath it. Well, one of the things with Best Practices is making sure there's no overspray in the door jambs, and one of the ways to do it is with this premium foam tape. The nice thing with this foam tape is the fact that it's got a split up the middle, and it also has an offset sticky portion here in it. It's about 20 mils wide, which is great for the A-pillar. It's pretty simple to put on, and it makes sure that there's no overspray in the jamb. The nice thing too is you can use that split as your guide for how far you should be going in. The idea is not to stretch it. You want to just get it behind there. The other nice thing too is you can pull it off and push it back down, and it remains nice and sticky, so it's not going to come off. Then you can just close the door and then use a spreader just to push it in as far as you want. Depends what sort of pattern you want there and how much you want to go into the jamb. And the blend line will pretty much be invisible. Now we've got a standard foam tape, a round foam tape that works great on the stationary position here. Now the thing is, you don't want to pull on the foam again, you just want it to lay down without any tension on it. You can use the spreader again just to adjust the foam to where you're happy with it. Now the other option again is to use the premium foam on the moving part, the door, instead of the standard foam on the fixed part. And it's a slick way as well. And what you want to make sure is just that you have the sticky part just going to the edge so you don't get any hard lines. You can just use your spreader and adjust the foam to where you want it. So for some of the trim now, you're going to use fine line, and that'll allow us to work around some tight corners. We got 1/8, we got 1/4 inch, and we got 1/2 inch. We're going to start with the 1/8 here on the door pad. What it allows us to do is get right in the edge there. Okay, we're going to do the same around the mirror, trying to get it in as tight as we can. Now we're going to start masking with a 6-inch paper and a 3/4 inch tape. And the nice thing is it's a poly paper, it's their premier paper. And it's water resistant, which is great if you're water sanding anything. It's also got bleed resistance, and it's super flexible, so you can get around corners like this. And again, we're just going to tape up to that foam. You can see how flexible the paper and the tape is, which is really nice. Now we're going to bag the entire car, and the nice thing again, it's a poly coating, so it clings, you can tape over it, and it's corona treated, which means the paint sticks to it. It doesn't flake off as it gets twisted and moved around. Now we're going to cut the sheeting along the critical masking edge. We're going to do it across the top of the door, the front of the door, and the rear of the door. Now the tape, plastic really sticks, which is nice. I'm just going to take your 1.5 inches, tape it to the rest. And we're good to go. That's best practices for masking.